So hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. So my name is Jana Still. I'm the moderator of this section today. And today I have Kristina, who will be presenting about Web3 and crypto currency, and then sharing everything that you need to know, as a product and UX designer. I want to, briefly introduce myself. So my name is Jana Still. I am the founder of Lifty, and I'm also a senior product designer at EA. And currently, we are doing a lot of fun stuff at Lifty. So Lifty is basically like a powerhouse for product and UX designer, and we are dedicated to empower designers in the design careers and help to train the next generation of designers and leaders. And right now, our focus is to develop designers' soft skills and job search skills through online courses, webinars, and one-on-one mentorships. And today is a free event because we wanted to, give something back to the community and to have Kristina to share her wisdom with the design community. So without further ado, I'm gonna pass it over to Kristina and let Kristina to run the show.
Thanks so much. Thanks for introduction. And my name is Kristina. I'm senior product designer at Flooz. It's a crypto startup, as you can guess. Probably that's why we talk about crypto. I'm a new joiner of crypto. I joined Flooz 3 months ago. So if there will be questions I can't answer, please accept it. I'm also a beginner in this journey, and I wanted to share something that I already learned on my journey and how I started it. I'm also a design mentor at Dribble. I teach design, and I am one of career coaches at Product Design Accelerator together with Janus at Liftyz. So that's about me, and a bit about our today's structure. So we will follow some things that we already announced in the event, but I will also pause after each chapter, giving you a chance to ask your questions. So please use Q&A chat, vote for each other questions, and at the top, add as many questions as you can. We will try to fit everything we can in this session, because I know crypto is a very big topic and it's very fascinating to share my knowledge about it. But it would be hard for me to fit everything into this 1 hour webinar. So please ask questions so I can focus on something that it's more interesting for you. So let's start with crypto. Everything good? Everyone connected? Do you feel comfortable? Just check in chat. Yes, no complaints, all good. The first Q&A about the chat is disabled. Yes, now it works. Okay, let's start with crypto. Also, a quick note from my side. I will try to avoid any terminology, any complex crypto-related terminology, because crypto community, they love to create their own terms for everything they touch. So I will try to minimize this as much as possible, because I understand we have different levels of background, understanding of crypto and what's going on here. So I will keep it as simple as possible. So what is cryptocurrency? Let's start with some basics. Imagine it's some kind of digital coins that you hold on your computer, on your phone, and those digital coins, they're running on a system called blockchain. Blockchain is kind of a giant decentralized ledger that records transaction. So basically, it's like a huge spreadsheet. And every time when someone does a payment or takes any actions or sends money, it adds a new row. So it's like the spreadsheet is growing and growing in a huge spreadsheet. And it's public. So basically anyone can access this spreadsheet. And it's crazy, right? It's such a transparent, decentralized system that is present for everyone. Everyone can access it and everyone knows it. But at the same time, it's absolutely anonymous. So you don't show your name, your personal details, your address. Even ordering Gymshark leggings will be more stressful in terms of sharing personal data than using any blockchain decentralized app. So you might be curious, how do you access your wallet? So basically, you will have a special secret code called seed phrase. So you will have this seed phrase to access your wallet. It's like a special lock on your wallet, and only you are the person who knows who has a key to open this lock. That way, you can keep your digital coins safe and make sure nobody else except you can access them because you're a key holder. So, and speaking of decentralization of crypto is something that is especially fascinating to me, because this decentralization means no one, no single authority, no government, no banks has control over your coins. They don't know they exist. Thinking about taxes, right? So many funny things you can do with crypto. But basically, no one controls crypto market. No one controls blockchain. It's absolutely decentralized, and everyone helps to keep the track of transaction. Everyone who is part of blockchain is helping with transactions, with tracking them. It's like working together like a big team and helping each other without knowing who each other is. And important note on consensus mechanism, because we need to validate those transactions. How do we know like that that our spreadsheet is growing, that someone is adding the right column in the right place at the right time? So there is a lot of consensus mechanism. The most common one is called proof of work. It's basically people who are also known as miners. They kind of like solve complex mathematical puzzles. And in exchange for that, they're getting some fees from the whole community, from your transactions and everything. And the faster they solve them, the bigger their reward is. So basically, they're interested in like solving it faster. And but this process requires a lot of like power and energy, so it's kind of wasteful, and a lot of concerns about blockchain technologies connected how much energy it requires. But wait, there is more. So on top of all of this, your digital coins are also limited. They have limited supply. So for example, there is a particular amount of chocolate candies in the box. And because there is only 20 candies, each of the candy is more valuable for you because there is only 20. If you own 2 of them, it's already like 10% of the whole box. So you see how it works. That's how the value kind of like stays, especially for stablecoin like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Probably you've heard of them. That's how their value stays pretty the same. And what you can do with your digital coins, anything. You can buy things from people around the world without needing a bank. There is no one involved. You can send them coins as quickly as sending email, and nobody needs to know your real name, because transactions secret between your digital wallet and the other person's wallet. So all what you know about each other is a complex name of your wallet. So that's how far about Web3. I see some chat messages. Yes. So yeah, guys, feel free to use Q&A. If I'm going too fast, you can also raise your hand and say like, Christy, please slow down. It's getting too fast. So, and now when we understand a bit of like what is cryptocurrency and how it works, we will touch the topic of Web3. So Web3 is the next generation of the internet, so-called one. And in simple terms, Web3 is about creating a more decentralized, transparent, user-centric internet where individuals, like we, have more control over our digital lives, interact directly with each other, and use cryptocurrencies to access services and transact securely. Ideally, in ideal world. So to make it more clear, because it sounds like a big dream, I will compare it a bit with Web 1 and Web 2. So the current internet we are familiar with, sometimes it's called Web 1 or Web 2, is primarily focused on browsing and accessing information. We can visit websites, read articles, watch videos, watch Netflix, YouTube, connect with others through social media. But we don't have really control of what data those websites, platforms are gathering about us, or where they track our digital interaction, how much information do they owe, why I'm seeing this new Facebook ad after I mentioned that I want to buy new shoes. Interesting, right? So there is a lot of things we don't know about the current situation with Web 1 and Web 2. So Web 3 is all about making it decentralized, using the power of blockchain and smart contracts to empower users, to give them ownership and control of their data. So basically, you are the only person who owns your data in the situation with Web 3. I see some Q&A happening. So blockchain system sounds so safe, but what do you think about trustworthiness that requires in great number from companies that provide such service as, oh yeah, FTX or Bitcoin, many companies selling coins that we can really trust without losing our base money? Well, I'm not providing a financial advice today, guys. I'm not advising you like, oh, go and buy cryptocurrency right now. I'm not advertising the industry or advertising particular currencies or anything like that. So basically, there are a lot of problems with security in blockchain. And as a designers, as a future designers who will be working with blockchain, you will be facing it daily. It's very important to understand for you that there are a lot of risks that users feel especially unsecure, fragile, uninformed, and unhappy about what's going on. And especially with gas fees and everything happening around like standard transactions, and it's way harder to work. And also I will touch the topic about how the current crypto market looks like and what happened in the last year. So probably I will a bit touch it more in details, but again, I'm not providing financial advice here, just to make sure everyone is on the same page. I'm not asking you to invest in crypto. So basically, also an interesting part of Web3 is decentralized applications. Is a kind of fancy name for regular applications that just run on blockchain and leverage its decentralized nature. So where we can gain the most from such applications is probably like decentralized finance. So basically new type of banking system, new type of financial systems where you can absolutely be the owner of all your digital assets and everything. Digital identity management, anything connected to like managing your information, holding it in encrypted way, it might be a good utilization of dApps. And decentralized social media, hopefully one day Twitter won't like know all the details about what I'm tweeting, liking, and following. And so basically what you need to understand with the current internet, something that feels for you as a personalization is based on a huge amount of data collected around you without you knowing it, or without you being able to stop it, even with all those cookie pop-ups and Europe trying to introduce regulations to personal data. It's still a very sensitive topic in the current Web 2 area. So basically, that's a bit about Web 3 and about markets. So just to put it simply, the difference between bull market and bear market is pretty simple. Bull market is a rising market. Everything grows up, everything grows green, and it was happening in 2021. It was so bright future. We've been here, NFTs everywhere, crypto rising in the news, advertising, aggressive startups everywhere. What is bear market is something that happened the last year and still continues. It's a declining one. But for you to understand, like, market doesn't jump daily. So for market to change, like from bull market to bear market, it needs to be a longer period of time. And like the swings should be at least 20%. So it's like 20% up or 20% down means the market has changed. So speaking of like bull market is a happy market. Investors are buying, demand, overweight supply, market confidence is high, prices are rising. So it's 2021, we are having a lot of fun, NFTs everywhere again. Who was like Justin Bieber was using NFTs and stuff like that. So a lot of fun. And bear market is actually the opposite. So basically confidence is low, investors are panicking. Some pessimistic investors start to just like sell everything they have, panicking, prices keep falling and the market goes down and down. And it's really difficult to trade in the bear market because it's possible and like for very experienced traders. And also, speaking of different strategies, like people trade in bull market, people trade in bear market, but also there is like such a strategy called dollar cost averaging. It's basically people who are big believers of crypto world and who think that they want to invest in their future. So basically they are buying a particular amount of money in different cryptocurrencies monthly. So for example, $50 every month. Doesn't matter what market is happening right now. They're just like buying and holding. They're also called holders because they hold in their assets. And speaking of the current situation, the new year, 2023, started on a fresh and positive note for most of the cryptocurrencies and kind of like on the road to recovery. But 2022 was kind of tragic for the whole crypto market. One of the biggest cryptocurrency exchange, FTX, failed. They just like absolutely collapsed. And that's, for a minute, it's a crypto exchange that was valued once for $32 billion. It's a lot of money. And they collapsed. And their collapse started the crypto winter the last year. So basically, because of their collapse, everything got frozen, all the crypto people start panicking. And how it works in any economical situation, even with the recent layoffs, market is getting pulled with a lot of new people who were laid off, and people are panicking, even though who are not laid off, they're looking for a new job, you know, like, so basically the same happening was the last year in the crypto market. And this crypto winter is still here. What is good about crypto winter, you might ask me? The good thing is only the strongest startups or the strongest wallets will stay in the crypto market. Companies that actually has value behind their offerings. So basically all the meme coins, all the jokes, that most likely they will die in the current market. So basically it's a good time to join crypto market as like work for crypto, because you know that the companies that survived by this time most likely have something behind them and more value rather than just like advertising and empty words. So I see some questions happening. Just running. Oh, very interesting question from Abir. What will happen to making design based on data we gather to create personalized experience for user? It's not a rude question. I think it's a very important question. This data will still exist. It will be just anonymized. So you won't collect data like gender or age or location probably, but you will collect behaviors. And as a designer, you're interested in behavioral patterns of the people visiting your product or using it. So basically, there is a lot of adjustments in terms of like how we will collect data, how we will store it, and how we will understand it. But it's not cutting designers. It's not a threat for design world. If you think about it, it's new possibilities. It's probably even more powerful possibilities that we haven't touched yet deeply, just because we are not there yet. But I'm a big believer that everything goes into the right direction in terms of the data privacy, because you don't need to know that I'm 30-year-old designer to offer me, I don't know, an iPhone case, right? So there's tons of unnecessary data that is getting collected and used in not the right way, like especially when it comes to like gender identification. It's very sensitive information. You don't want to like people who use the same Wi-Fi network seeing, I don't know, sex toys advertising for you, right? That is targeting you because you've been browsing some websites for adults. So basically, it's a very sensitive topic that you need to consider. And I also think like the qualitative research will be more empowered by introducing Web3. People who want to share, communities who want to share their experience to support your product, they will be more proactively involved. So yeah, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I do want to add something because someone is in the waiting room. Sorry about that, Kristina. Would you mind checking in a little bit? Someone says that they're trying to wait the host to start from your end. Would you mind just take a look in your panel?
I don't see anything. Like all attendees are here. No messages on someone trying to join.
Yep, that is weird. Just let me check.
Probably try to share the new link with everyone because it's strange. I don't think anyone waiting.
Yep, I'm gonna do it again. All right, just one sec. Just keep going. It's all good.
Okay, just 1 second, guys. I will double check my settings. Nope, nothing that I can do.
All right, I'll see what I can do from my end then. Thank you, Kristina.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. It's our first webinar, so there are some technical issues, but don't worry, we're getting there. Another question. So the question is connected to if basically cryptocurrency and the Web3 world is in early stage of development. And if I believe that UX UI designers need to understand how they work before designing for them. So basically, you can design without knowing all the technical restrictions. You can apply for jobs, you can like join teams, but there will be educational process for you once you join. So for example, when I joined Flooz, I had 3 months of quite intensive educational experience, learning a lot about Web3, learning about restrictions, technology behind it, transactions, limitations, and I'm still not getting there because like crypto world, Web3 world, is updating daily. So something that you will learn a year ago might be not working anymore because there are new technologies, innovations happening really fast in this area. That's what that's personally what I find really fascinating is how fast Web3 is moving, how fast new innovation happening. So there is nothing like you can learn upfront and use 1 year later. The information might be not usable anymore. I mean, some basic concepts like understanding what is blockchain, decentralization, how it all works, they will probably stay the same for another couple of years. Probably, I'm saying, because might happen innovation that simplifies the whole blockchain and will restructure our huge spreadsheet in a different way. So basically, to actually design products that users will be using, as a designer, you need to understand how it works. You need to talk to developers, talk to your team, educate yourself, check updates daily, and work on it daily, because it's very important for you to understand how it works. You can't explain to other people what they need to do if you don't understand yourself what you need to do with blockchain. And especially when it comes to transactions and explaining to people how the order is happening and what is the gas fee, why I need to pay gas fee, what is like layer 2 transactions versus layer 1 transactions. So users are not aware of all those details, and education of users is a very huge part of being a crypto designer. So basically you have to know it yourself. So I see some questions are not really related to this topic for now, so I will continue a bit and then I will drop back to your questions, guys. So my favorite part, what is the next biggest Web3 community goal? And it's onboarding the next billion users. And I have a very sad emoji of UX here, because in order to onboard the next billion of users from web to world, we need a huge improvement. We need so many designers to achieve the goal. We need so many people UX research and solve so many problems before inviting those people to join, that it's amazing how many challenges the industry has right now. So basically, and it's a very ambitious goal that crypto community has, because it's a very positive goal of big believing that crypto world is happening tomorrow, but it's not until we will solve a lot of problems, until we will learn how to educate people about crypto challenges, and until some innovations are not happening in the industry. So even though the goal is big, there is a chance that it won't be achieved pretty soon. And also in this chapter, I wanted to touch a bit like that currently majority of people who are joining Web3, they are very motivated, not by idea of using it daily, utilize it for shopping or anything. They're joining in expectations of easy money, a side income, cheat the system, buy some Ethereum, sell it, expensive. Okay, I guess there was some technical issues. They set up a wallet in order to like buy some crypto coins that they read about on Reddit, and then like they get like very disappointed when there's meme coin is not performing as they expected. And also they are not aware of all the cultural elements of Web3 world. Right now, Web3 is a very, very closed community. They're not allowing people in much because of their terminology, because of how complex everything is organized in blockchain. Basically, the entrance is very, very hard for new users, for someone who never touched the crypto. Installing the wallet and buying your first cryptocurrency is a terrible experience. You need to store your seed phrase on a piece of paper, not to lose it, because you will lose your money if you're losing this piece of paper. You need to like use some weird payment methods in many countries to pay to buy crypto, or even like you need like a third-party service to help you with this. So there's a lot of issues that we need to solve, and unfortunately, the way blockchain was originally built and designed, like the fact that we are paying gas fee is poor UX. it wasn't designed. There was a lot of engineers and developers and product managers creating a system without thinking of people actually using it. Lack of designers, lack of human approach in crypto startups is something that like we are paying off not right now. We are lacking, like normally the designer was like the last hire of a crypto startup after they hired the whole team of developers. So we're facing a lot of issues that come from this approach. But yeah, basically, I will also go to another topic. What do you need to know about crypto as a designer? And I already touched a few topics at like what you need to know, but I will repeat myself a bit that as a designer, it's the most important for you to understand how much users are struggle right now with using any crypto apps, wallets, or Web3 in general. They are lacking education about crypto or how to use it or what's going on or what's happening in general. Like crypto world need to decide on the right terminology, and designers need to decide on the right terminology because we are user advocates. We need to decide like how we call things, how to make this complex Web3 world as understandable for everyone. And Web3 culture used to be a very toxic environment. They love to create their own terms for everything. They love to be a tribe of people secretly using some kind of cryptocurrencies. And it's getting better. More people are involved. They are understanding more UX research happening finally in the crypto world. And I will also suggest podcast at the end that is like very a nice podcast if you want to learn a bit about crypto and what's going on here. But basically, there was no UX research. Tons of startups were created in a short time without understanding what users are doing. But because of hype and panic, they could earn millions of dollars without investing in UX, without investing in research, without trying to make the user experience better, which is fascinating too. But thanks God, now we are facing the low market. So everyone who was hyping is hyping less. So right now, a lot of startups, a lot of companies who are working in crypto world, they're going back to trying to understand like what users are lacking and how we can improve the user experience and run some researches finally. So yeah, as a designer, you also need to understand that it's a very sensitive topic when it comes to people money. It's not just a playground. It's not just like a lot of funny images with NFTs or tokens with Husky or meme coins or anything around. It's people's money. And imagine someone just like steals $50 from you. It's pretty not nice, right? And it's very important to set those expectations and boundaries when you're working with Web3 and crypto apps, because it's people's money. Imagine someone is stealing from your pocket, and try to keep it in mind every time you design something for crypto. And another huge problem is communicating what's going on during transactions. Because the process is so dark and complex that so many things can go wrong when transaction is happening. You're placing your order, you're waiting, you paid your gas fee, and your transaction still can be rejected or fail or everything. It's such a like dark room full of unexpectedness, and we need to make sure we are communicating as much as possible what's going on and updating users and providing feedback on each of their steps. And users want to feel informed, safe. They don't want to be surprised or feel stupid not being able to use your product. So as a designer, it's really important to understand the basics, how it works, what are the main problems, like especially in terms of like security and seed phrases, they are not perfect. Buying process of crypto is not perfect. There are tons of things that could be improved, and there are tons of opportunities for designers to work on it and improve it. And also the digital wallets, the crypto wallets can be like so, they provide with so many possibilities. It's not just a wallet. It could be like your whole digital Web3 ID in the future Web3 world. So it's so many and kind of like journeys that we're not thinking about yet because we haven't experienced it, creating this cutting edge technology, cutting edge designs, which is really fascinating, which is really interesting. I'm personally really enjoying it. It's so much fun and struggle, but fun. So my favorite question, how to get started in Web3 as a product or a UX designer. And it's easy. I mean, it's easy and complex at the same time. So basically, because Web3 world, especially in terms of designs, is so small, no one is really expecting from you to join the team and know the whole blockchain system, know how the cryptocurrency works, how the transactions are happening, and explain it to developers on a workshop on your first day of joining a company. So what you need to know, and the door is open. You don't need to have a relevant Web3 experience in order to apply on Web3 jobs. Your Web2 experience is enough because you already learned the most important things for any designer is to be user advocate, to care about users, and to make them happy. And everything could be learned. So when you join in a crypto startups, it takes 2-3 months to learn some basics, to understand like something that how it works, to dig into it. But it's not such a big challenge as it seems. And don't try to like be prepared over the top, like some basic understanding on how blockchain works, what are the current crypto problems we are facing, a bit of Googling or a bit of research on how transactions work, what is gas fee, why they exist, how they affect it, why it's happening, or just listening to some podcasts. I also featured the Poolside Web3 Builder podcast here. It's one of my favorites podcasts about Web3. But basically a bit of Googling can solve majority of challenges that you will be facing on Web3 interviews. So there is nothing like really challenging that you need to prepare, learn the whole crypto, just the basic understanding, some really simple understanding of what's going on in the market and what's happening in general in crypto and what problems crypto is trying to solve would be absolutely enough on top of your current design experience to apply for Web3 jobs and to get into Web3. So, and I also want to highlight one more time that we really need Web2 designers in Web3 world. We really need them, people who can relate to people problems, who can be humans, who can empathize, who can understand how challenging, because once you learned crypto on your own, you already can understand how it's complex would be for a regular person even to try to figure out what's going on here. We need more designers, and there are so many opportunities and challenges that need to be solved in Web3 areas. So it's just amazing how many opportunities are there. And now I'm back to Q&A section. So what we have here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kristina. Would you mind allow me to share my face? Even though people might do not want to see my face at all, but I just couldn't do it because you have the control right now. Yeah.
I will make you a co-host. Let's see if it will help you.
Yeah, I see myself right now. Sorry about that.
Yes,
yeah,
we did it.
Yeah, we apologize for any technical issues with this webinar. We just got quite a lot of messages from our followers and attendees saying that they couldn't join this meeting, but thankfully we recorded this section. Thank you so much for your sharing, Kristina. It was very insightful. Yeah.
I guess we can run through questions. I already saw mentioning of ChatGPT. Yes, ChatGPT might be your friend, but please double check anything you will learn from ChatGPT. You have to understand that ChatGPT is not an actual human that provides you specific advice, especially to like more kind of like technical topics or anything like that. It's the way that AI works. It's just like puts together the words that are commonly put together based on your question. So there is a lot of especially when it comes to higher expertise questions, you have to double check everything ChatGPT says you. But for like proofreading or asking for like more generic questions, it might work really well. So another question, any prediction on connections between AI and Web3 in the near future? I think they're coming together. Like the AI is the new hype of this year. Like, you know, like so we had crypto hype, we have NFTs happening. AI is like, everyone just adds AI to their name. and it goes sexy. So now I can go with Kristina AI, you know. But basically you have to understand like AI is not the answer for all the questions we are facing. AI won't definitely solve all the blockchain problems we are having. So I see a lot of usage in terms of like advising or checking like the market situation or even like trading with AI. I can imagine it happening pretty soon and probably on quite a good level, because AI has like way more data than any human can collect in their brain, and AI will be more successful than many traders, more like majority of traders most likely. So I see a lot of like overlapping, but it's also not the only one answer, unfortunately, that will solve all the problem. But I'm excited about this integration happening. Okay, market segmentation like age, gender is still, I believe, is important, because if I target, let's say, women for a certain product to reach more than men, that isn't something we require to know. I mean, does it require us to know you from design perspective or more from marketing and advertising perspective? I would divide the marketing and advertising industry from design, because as a designer, when you design it from women, you don't need to know that only women will see this advertising, or everyone will see. So basically, I'm pretty sure there will be like some challenges for marketing and advertising industries in terms of like how to personalize their ads, how to ask people for consent for sharing their personal information, or even like optimizing the whole advertising industry. But I don't think it again affects designers. When you design for someone, you keep this audience in mind. You will be running user interviews, and accessing my age or my gender doesn't help you as a designer. Talking to me and asking me like what I find important in women products, what I would find attractive, why I'm not using this particular product or this one, is more valuable information than just colleagues that like, I don't know, 1,000 women of the age of 30 is using your product. It's not giving you any information, because you're not a woman of age of 30. Unfortunately, you can't imagine yourself being a woman. And I mean, you can empathize as much as possible, but empathy has its limits. I've also run webinars on ethical design, and ethics is a very complex topic, but also something that I covered during my ethical design talk is that as much as we can empathize, I can't imagine myself being a man in their 20s, because I'm not a man in their 20s, but you need to have a man in their 20s in your user interviews or in your team to create a better product. So diversity and variety in teams and user interviews is something that will help designers to create better products for Web3 in general. But we are not the one affected by this depersonalization or data privacy. So real challenges that industries need to solve, and hopefully they will find ways around that are not connected to continue consuming personal data and being aggressive toward users, because a lot of advertising industry is very aggressive and very unpleasant to face on a daily basis, unfortunately. Is there a new website where I can request to join Web3? Not really, but you can start using Web3 wallets. A lot of websites already have like login systems through your Web3 wallets, accessing NFTs through your Web3 wallets, like even like trading NFTs, you will need to create your Web3 wallet. So you can create any Web3 wallet and try to use it. Some of the populars are like Coinbase wallet or MetaMask or Trust wallet, but you can also try Flooz wallet and let me know your feedback, how it was. But remember, I just joined 3 months ago. I haven't touched it much, so be soft with your feedback on our wallet. So will there be anything we need to do to migrate our website to Web3, or it will be natural? There is some changes that will be required. Basically, running anything on blockchain has a bit different technical stake rather than regular hosting and everything. Also, like in terms of like login details and everything, it will be optimized for wallet logins instead of using your emails or username or whatever. So basically, there is some soft optimizations that will be happening, but they won't affect the vibe and feel of your website. It might only benefit from it. You may only like have some additional payment methods introduced, informational exchange between all your users and everything. So there are more possibilities rather than restrictions. And the technical side is not that challenging. So it would happen, I would say, kind of natural one by one. But yeah. How to apply to Web3 jobs? Just do it. Basically, it's the same application as any job you're applying for. There is no secret phrase, there is no secret quote that you can use to say like, hire me instead of the other guy. But what you can do in general when you're applying is to be human. So don't ask ChatGPT to write you a cover letter, because this cover letter will consist no sense. It will be like 2,000 characters with absolute nonsense and like kind of cycling around itself. Be human. It's better to write down a few sentences personalized towards this application, describing you as a person, you as a designer, and your unique experience. Because every designer is different. Every has a different background, different challenges, different life situations they went through that shaped us into the person we are today. So you need to find your values, you need to find your unique skill set, and it's not necessarily like hard skills. It might be soft skills, your communication skill, even your sense of humor or anything might be a selling point, a differentiation for companies to pick you instead of everyone else who applied. So just be human, just be honest with your experience and highlight your best qualities, your best skills to present in front of a startup you're applying for. I hope I answered this question. Do you need to build a new case study related to Web3? How can you build a Web3 case study without working on Web3? I mean, technically you can, but it won't be a real project. You can like create many case studies that will be related, that will look from UI perspective quite beautiful, but they won't be real case studies that will make you, that will help you stand out across other candidates who has real projects. It's important to understand that real projects, when you're applying for jobs, they are more valuable in your portfolios than any test projects, imagination projects, or I played with UI projects you have. Because when people are looking for designers to join their teams, they want a problem solver. They want a person who will be ready for a challenge, for UX challenge, not only for UI challenge, because UI is not the current problem in Web3. Web3 is seriously lacking user experience and good research. So I would say UX designers actually more benefiting in these situations than product designers or UI designers, because they are the ones that are mostly needed, because you can always apply UI on top of your good to UX. You can't apply good UX on top of UI, unfortunately. It's a cake that goes in layers, and the first layer is always good experience. So, and especially when it comes to financial services, you don't need as much beautification here as may happen in other products. It's not an entertainment product, it's a financial product. And when it comes to financial services, to your security, to your safety of your money, you don't want a fancy animation. You want the system to work and communicate you what's happening with your money. So I hope I answered this question. Just don't create those fake case studies that are not, they're like overwhelming on Dribble. Please, guys, stop it. Someone needs to stop it. Do you think it's possible for junior UX designers to enter the field? Absolutely. Absolutely, because the field is hungry. Field is super hungry. There is not many designers. And because the learning curve is involved in the beginning of anyone joining Web3 field, it's easier for juniors actually to join, because they expecting that even senior designer like myself, I have to learn a lot. I have to like spend 3 months of my first working experience, not only like producing designs, but also learning about the industry. So I kind of felt like junior when I joined, because I was lacking the necessary expertise to provide better designs. So it's even more optimized for juniors than the other industries right now. And the competition is still lower than in many other fields. So consider Web3 as your first job. And we will have a lot of fun and challenges. Could you share more about Web3 and A11 challenges? So speaking of other challenges, I would say security is a huge weak point. The connection of like seed phrase, your secret phrase that you need to unlock your wallet and access it, it's just 12 random words. And for a person who doesn't remember my own passwords, and I'm using a third-party service, which called 1Password to store all my passwords and just remember one password to rule them all, memorizing 20 words and entering them from time to time sounds like an impossible challenge. And also, it's not that secure, because once someone like hacked your phrase, accessed it, you're losing all your funds. There is no second level of verification. Like in bank, when someone accessing your card, they will call you and say like, hey man, something happening to your card. Is it suspicious transaction? You just bought like Lamborghini. It's not typical for you. There is no second layer here. It's very, very sensitive topic. And it's like, it's a mix of technical challenges and design challenges layered on top of each other. So basically, I would say it's one of the biggest is security, and the second one is gas fees. Not something that we directly can affect as a designers, because there isn't enough innovation happening in the industry to solve it. I mean, there was some innovations happening. We have like layer 2 or side chains transactions. It's basically kind of like a blockchain that happens in parallel with the main blockchain that is slightly cheaper, so you're paying less gas fee. But it's still like ridiculous. You're sending money to your friend and you're paying like $20 for it. Like, what what? So those two challenges is something that we need to focus and join our forces with developers as well, with engineers, because it couldn't be solved without like a teamwork. It's a huge challenge, and innovation, luckily it's happening frequently, it's getting and growing, but it's not there yet. We are not there yet, unfortunately. Can you describe the biggest difference you found between designing for crypto wallets and digital wallets? Well, to be honest, I haven't designed for digital wallets. So my experience with digital wallets were more from user perspective, me using TransferWise wallet or any other digital wallets, or my bank account, which is terrible experience every time. Oh my God, I don't know who has a good bank app. Anyone? Raise your hand. Please tell me. I will steal your bank and start using it. But in general, it's terrible experience. In general, like financial sector is a challenge. The biggest difference is that you have a lot more restrictions as a designer. Technical restrictions you have to consider. You have to face more edge cases. Some cases that can go wrong without any reason, something that you can't cover in your designs, and you have to have a backup when something negative is happening. So I would say the number of edge cases is way higher when you design it for crypto, and also restrictions, technical restrictions are way more challenging, unfortunately. But on good side, when there are a lot of constraints in your life, in your design life, your design is getting more creative. So personally, I'm enjoying the challenge because it requires more creativity, more thinking through it, and more understanding what's going on than the regular design jobs. Is there anything different design-wise between Web2 and Web3 patterns, behavioral things you notice that is unique to Web3 users? Well, the current Web3 users, you have to understand it's very important. They are people who used to suffer. The whole blockchain experience, the whole like beginning of blockchain, buying crypto and everything was a pure suffering. So people with more technical approach, someone who is more educated about crypto, who put some effort into understanding the system and how it works. So right now, the current audience is not something, is not audience you can rely on in terms of testing even, because the current audience is well educated and tech savvy, something that you can't expect for everyone who wants to try crypto and join it. So we can't really rely on the current audience in terms of testing, because they used to suffer. They used to more technical challenges for some really complex things happening. So they are not good representation of like patterns and everything. So, and the same for the current patterns, they are built around the restrictions we are facing. They are built around all the challenges. So I wouldn't focus on them much. I wouldn't focus on the current patterns. I would try to bring the patterns closer to Web2, to something that people understand, to something that people are familiar with, because our brain is lazy and we're happy when we don't need to think. So just try not to focus much on current competitors and current patterns, because it's misleading. They were created on a base of lack of research, lack of understanding of users, and on feedback from very experienced and tech-savvy users. So we have 4 new patterns. Gamification trend in designing crypto wallets. There is gamification trend in designing crypto wallets, and I don't like it personally, because it's money, it's your wallet. You don't want to play with money. You pay your bills, you work with money. Your money is an important topic. So there are tons of like gamification happening on UI side, mostly in someone's experimentations on Dribble and everything like that. There is not that much gamification happening with real wallets, with real products. I would say it's not good trend for cryptocurrency because it's such a sensitive area field already. It's so much scam and spammers and a lot of insecureness and meme tokens and scam tokens. It's already highly unsecure, and adding gamification on top of lacking of security is a very bad decision to go. It's already a challenge to make users feel secure and safe. And it's not a game, it's real money. And when someone loses like $1,000, it's a loss. It's an actual loss. And for someone, it might be a big amount of money that affects their lifestyle and affects their life. So it's not really a place for games. It's a place for real challenge, and it's a place for creating UX and UI that helps people rather than just entertains them. So I hope I answered this question. But speaking of games, there is new industry rising for games running on blockchain. So if you want to try something more entertaining, but based on blockchain and touch the crypto, games that are running on blockchain is a very interesting area to join. Personally, I haven't researched them much, but I know it's like for people who are interested in entertaining but still love to work with cutting edge technology and mix it together, it might be a very interesting direction to try. And we're out of questions, I guess.
Yep, I think that's it. Yeah.
Wow, that was intense.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, thanks for sharing. It was very insightful. I kind of learned a lot from you as well.
Oh my God, there are so nice comments in the chat.
Yeah.
So basically, a bit of links, guys. You can trade on Flooz.his. It's our trading platform, but we also have a wallet called Flooz. So if you will send me your feedback, feel free to follow me on Instagram, message me, just send your feedback. If you like or dislike our wallet, I'm totally open. If you will have some follow-up questions, it's also like just message me on Instagram. And also follow Team Liftyz on Instagram, because they will post a lot of educational content around landing your first job and becoming a better designer in general.
Anyway, thank you so much for your participation. We look forward to seeing you in our next event.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your challenging question. It was amazing. I really enjoyed answering them, and hope to see you soon. Let's stay in touch.
Bye. Thank you.